If you're a Knicks fan, you're probably pissed you just lost your potential 6th Man of the Year candidate. Shipping RJ Barret? You gotta be kidding me. The Knicks management is at it once again, making hasty moves that don't really move the needle into contention. But truthfully, I don't think we're realizing the impact of what the Knicks just did. We're gonna look at what this trade means for the future of the Knicks as they search for their first championship in 50 years. And whether this makes New York legit or still just phony contenders. Stay to the end to see why this slept-on move could push the Knicks over the edge, as they've gained success nobody expected in just the last few games. Hey, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button too. Appreciate you guys. When Jalen Brunson signed with the Knicks, it was probably the most low-key but great move of the last 25 years. We knew his potential after what he did in Dallas, but where he's gone today has taken everybody by surprise. Jalen's finally added the facilitator the Knicks have needed for decades. And paired with Julius Randle and RJ Barret, he became the third lefty in the starting lineup. Time and time again, Jalen was forced to put the team on his back and play make in what was otherwise a stagnant offense with such little shooting. RJ Barret, a young phenom who everybody hoped would eventually lead the franchise, was just too young, a little bit too spotty and inconsistent, although he has shown his flashes of brilliance for sure. Julius Randle, on the other hand, has been a consistent star for a minute, but the thing is, when the playoffs comes, he just hasn't been reliable enough to push the Knicks past their #1 contenders. Somehow the Knicks just keep falling short. The Knicks actually look like they've been becoming a solid team though with Jalen Brunson, but with RJ Barret and the individuality of Julius Randle, things just didn't seem to mesh the way they should have to become a championship team. So what do Knicks fans do? Of course, they're looking for another big star to head to the Big Apple, whether it be Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, but instead, to close 2023, you got OG Anunoby. Someone who most people around the league, if you're a casual fan, barely really even know who this guy is. It's like you and your friend ordering a pizza, you thinking you're gonna get the classic extra cheese, stuffed crust, but instead you get some weird topping and you're like, wait, huh? What is that? OG who? Alright, let's face it. After Kawhi left the Raptors, we haven't really been paying too much attention to what they got going on. I mean, yeah, they got Pascal Siakam, great player, but even he just got traded to Indiana, and Fred VanVleet's in Houston now, so is that enough to make you want to watch Toronto and tune in every time they play? OG, big forward, great defense, has been a part of this Toronto team for years. And maybe his quietness is the reason people have forgot he's low-key been one of the most coveted people in the NBA for a minute. And the Knicks just got him. Okay, yeah, they didn't get a big name. They didn't get Kevin Durant. They didn't get Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell. But OG is a smooth player that fits seamlessly into the Knicks offense. He's not just another piece or another throwaway role player. He actually has the defensive capability and the offensive skill to complement Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, which is exactly what the Knicks have needed. Not sure whose idea it was to give the Knicks 3 lefties. Maybe they were trying to break the Guinness World Record book of most lefties on a basketball team, but it was clear that project just was not working. Now that OG's playing for New York, you can finally get a sense of what the team can be. Julius Randle has more space to operate within his role and position. He can finally live up to the expectations set forth on him without the clutter of ill-fitting pieces. Anunoby offers solid ball movement that can defend multiple positions on the court. His inclusion actually elevates the effectiveness of the team defense, something that's been a sore spot for the Knicks. Even better, Julius Randle has someone he can rely on now to take some of the defensive workload off of him. That means when the playoffs roll around, he won't have the burden of actually having to create his own shot on offense and also guard the team's best player. That's a lot of defensive work to put on his shoulders. On another note, OG's not a high usage player. He doesn't really need the ball in his hands to be effective, which is perfect, so Jalen Brunson can continue to lead the team and facilitate the offense without having people just step on his toes. Having a low usage yet efficient player is paramount, especially when playing alongside ball-dominant players. With Anunoby on board, the Knicks actually have better spacing, which, with his three-point shooting, allows for driving lanes for Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson to attack the basket. And finally, yes, Jalen Brunson now has a versatile big that he can feed the post, which would alleviate some of the pressure off of him on the perimeter. As mentioned, OG adds a dynamic of shooting that the Knicks needed, and you know that's essential in today's league. You need shooters. Simple as that. Hey, the Knicks front office, they seem to be working on a very focused and clear strategy, focusing on versatility and efficiency. What I'm saying is, adding someone like Anunoby shows vision. It shows they're not just chasing flashy names and big acquisitions that might not actually end up working out, but they're focusing on fundamentally building a team that actually is cohesive and fits the way it needs to. Because you know, when it matters most, you need that type of chemistry that plays well on offense and defense, especially in crunch time. It's clear the Knicks aren't just trading for names, they're trading for fits. Check this out. Since Anunoby's joined the Knicks, he's averaging about 15 points per game while shooting 37% from 3 with 50% field goal shooting from the field. He's added 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block, helping the Knicks win 5 games in a row to start the year strong. Even wilder, he's added the best plus minus from any player added to a new team. Man, how cool is that? If OG's already gelling mid-season, there's no telling where he's going to be a couple months from now when it's time for the playoffs. For any player, adapting to a new team can be challenging, but OG has showed remarkable resilience and an almost immediate impact. His seamless fit into the Knicks shows the importance of having pieces that complement each other instead of disrupting the already established dynamic. Surely, not everyone saw this coming, but it weaves the narrative that New York might actually be on the cusp of something special. If Anunoby maintains his trajectory and the Knicks' key players stay healthy, this could be the turning point of a much maligned franchise in need of NBA glory. Now, here's the scary part. What's even better than his offense is OG's defense. He's one of those rare defenders who can guard positions 1 through 5. Can you believe it? Just watch him switch from guarding a bulky power forward to a nimble point guard. His wingspan, instinct, and quickness make him a nightmare for the opposing team. That type of defensive prowess is invaluable in the playoffs, especially when each possession matters. The Knicks now have a noteworthy defender they can deploy against the other team's best offensive player. That could be pivotal in tightly contested and really close playoff games. This flexibility on defense might be the key to finally get the Knicks over the edge to beat these postseason battles. The Knicks play in the East. You know, you're facing teams like Boston, Jason Tatum, Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo. In Miami, you got Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and OG Anunoby is like a Swiss Army knife. You'll need it. There's a lot of talent in the East, and to have him on the team is going to be really crucial for the Knicks. OG's defensive capabilities can contain these superstars and offer an edge in specific situations. Look, when it comes to playoff basketball, it's all about execution and adjustments. OG brings a level of versatility to the coaching staff that's just so invaluable. It's not just his ability to shoot, it's not just his defensive abilities, it's also his basketball IQ that really adds a special dynamic to what the Knicks have going on. You can't go wrong with a big wing who's bulky enough to hold his own against those bigger defenders and yet guard the post with agility. It's that hybrid nature of OG, one that correlates with modern NBA trends that makes him such a prized inclusion for the Knicks lineup. Now, think about those close games the playoffs are notorious for, especially in the later round. Having someone with Anunoby's defense helps you close out games, because a single defensive stop could be the difference between advancing and going home. Having a vacation in Cancun. The East is certainly not the limit for these Knicks if everything goes well. The key, of course, is making sure that chemistry continues to develop and everyone stays injury-free. Just keep building that momentum. The potential is there. They just got to keep building on that and harness the momentum they're building. If they can make it all the way to the finals, the Garden is going to go ballistic. And Spike Lee's going to be jumping out the building, screaming his voice out, losing his voice for his beloved Knicks fans. It's history in the making for the Knicks, as they're eyeing their first chip since the 70s. If not this season, then in near time for sure. How deep do you think the Knicks can go?